Before my best friend's funeral, my husband tells me, "It should have been you." I thought the day I got the call that my best friend Lucy died in a car accident would be the worst day of my life, but it was actually the day after that destroyed me. I was sitting at home in my pajamas, eating a tub of ice cream and bawling about Lucy's death. My husband had to work that day, so I was alone. The doorbell rang, and I forced myself off the couch and answered the door to find Lucy's husband, Jason, standing on the porch looking devastated. I gestured for him to come inside, and we settled in the living room. For a moment, he didn't speak, but when he did, his voice was hollow and robotic. "There's something I need to tell you," he said, pulling out his phone. I didn't want to have this talk over the phone. He pulled up some pictures and showed them to me. At first, I wasn't sure what I was looking at. My husband and Lucy at the public pool, laughing together with his hand on her bare back. My husband and Lucy heading into a restaurant hand in hand. My husband and Lucy standing on a sidewalk in town, lips locked in a passionate kiss. My hand started to shake as I handed the phone back to him. "What is this?" I asked. He sighed. I caught them having an affair. I was numb as I sat there, my heart shattered into a million pieces. "How long?" I asked hoarsely. He shrugged. "For at least a few months before she died," he answered. I confronted Lucy about it the day of her accident, and she admitted to falling in love with him. We got into a fight and she left in a rush. That's why she was in her accident. I caused this. He sobbed into his hands and I rushed to comfort him. I shook my head. I couldn't believe my husband cheated on me and never told me about it, but it suddenly made so much sense. The late nights at his office, the phone calls he had to take outside, coming home with his clothes rumpled and smelling like women's perfume. I should have seen it sooner. I was so stupid. Jason left the house a little while later, and I sat on the couch with dry eyes and a hollow feeling in my chest. I started watching my husband closely after that. He stopped sleeping in the same bed as me. He stopped touching me and avoided eye contact whenever we were in the same room as each other. He started coming home even later than he was before Lucy's death, sneaking into the house early in the morning. I noticed how he often smelled like Chanel, and I saw new hickeys on his chest when he was changing. A sinking feeling grew in my gut. While he was at work a few days before the funeral, I saw a divorce lawyer and had the paperwork drawn up. I couldn't stand being married to a cheater. I planned to slap him with a divorce after the funeral. The day of the funeral arrived about a week later, and Tom and I had an argument that morning while we got dressed for it. "I need to take my own car," he said in frustration. "I have to go to the office after the funeral." I stared at him in surprise. "You can't take today off?" I demanded. "Today of all days?" "No," he said sharply. I was tired of letting him keep his secrets, so I blurted, "You have to return to the woman you're sleeping with?" He froze, and the blood drained from his face as he stared at me. For a moment, we just stared at each other. Then his face went blank and cold. "So what if I am?" he said calmly. "You just don't do it for me anymore." Anger rose inside me. "And sleeping with Lucy months before her death? What about that?" He paused as he was putting on his pants. "Don't bring her into this," he said coldly. I shook my head at him. "I want a divorce," I announced. He looked surprised for a moment. "You won't survive without me." "It's already done," I continued. "I had my lawyer draw up the paperwork. We're done." He laughed coldly. "You know, we were supposed to run away together," he told me cruelly. "She was going to leave Jason, and I was going to leave you. We were going to disappear without telling you anything." He shook his head in disgust. "You're a monster," I whispered. Anger passed over his face as he leaned down to whisper, "Lucy never should have died that night. It should have been you."